Good evening. It is Monday, September 8th. I'd like to call this regular school board meeting to order. So Elizabeth Emery, if you'd like to come up as they start to clear out.
Thank you, Chair Brandenburg, board members, and Superintendent Cornegie. I'm happy to be here to continue our conversation and collaboration. The last time I spoke, I shared a little bit about my time as a student here with Lake County Schools. I spent most of my life in Lake County Schools as a student, teacher, and coach, and I've seen firsthand the power of public education. As an educator, I've had the privilege of directly teaching over 1,300 students and coaching over 600 athletes. My students have gone on to top universities, overcome incredible challenges, and some have become educators themselves. Proof of the ripple effect just one teacher can have. I love my teachers, and I'm sure you can think of at least one educator who significantly impacted your life. All students deserve the same experiences you, I, and my students have had. No matter what our roles are, we all care about the future of our children. We all want the same thing: for every child in Lake County to have access to a world-class public education. My goal, along with that of my colleagues, is to ensure our students are well prepared for their future. When we work together to meet this goal, we can achieve strong communities and economic prosperity. We've made real progress, and I want to thank you for your support and your role in this progress. Lake County Schools is now an A-rated district for the first time since I graduated from Lake County Schools, and with a graduation rate of over 93%. That is something to celebrate. But behind those numbers is a growing challenge. In the past 3 years, we've lost over 1,000 educators in Lake County Schools. According to a 2024 analysis by the Learning Policy Institute, the turnover of just one teacher in a district our size costs the district about $16,000. Considering the impact of just one teacher, we can imagine the significant negative impact this turnover has on taxpayer dollars and our students' success. We can all agree that more work lies ahead. Our educators are telling us what they need to stay and thrive: fair compensation and support for rising costs, safe, healthy working conditions, and a voice in the decisions that impact their classroom. We ask for your continued partnership to ensure a focus on these areas. Focusing on what educators need will stabilize our workforce and strengthen our schools. These solutions are rooted in the lived experience of our schools. We know when educators are supported, students succeed. And when students succeed, our entire community benefits. We are excited to keep the conversation going, and we want to be a resource to you. Let's build on what's working and continue to improve our schools for all Lake County residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Next is Ms. Jessica Sawicki.
Good evening, Chair Brandenburg, Superintendent Cornegie, and board members and our community. It is an honor to stand before you today as the new Vice President of LCEA. My journey to this moment began long before I ever stepped into a classroom as an educator. When I was in 3rd grade and my little brother Bobby was in 1st grade, we were taken away from our mother and placed into foster care. During that difficult time, my 3rd grade public school teacher, Mrs. Huckrow, changed the course of my life. She didn't just teach me to read, write, and do math. She showed me compassion, empathy, and support when I needed it the most. She became the role model I wanted to be. By 6th grade, I had already decided I wanted to be a principal because I wanted to make the rules. Not long after, my brother and I were adopted into our forever family. We gained 2 loving parents and another brother, and from then on, public schools became the foundation of my life. I was a soccer player, volleyball player, ran track, and sang in chorus. Through chorus, I traveled to Philadelphia to compete, to Montreal to see the Phantom of the Opera. I went to France with my French class. These opportunities were possible because of public education. I am also a proud graduate of Lake Sumter Community College. From there, I enrolled in the 2+2 program and completed my bachelor's degree in elementary education at Lake Sumter Community College South Campus through UCF. The only private school I ever attended was Full Sail University, where I earned my master's degree. My entire journey, like my K through 12 years, has been rooted in public education. Those experiences shaped who I am today. My son graduated from a Florida public school in 2024, and my daughter is currently enrolled in Umatilla Middle. And yes, while LCEA fully supports parents having the choice of where to send their child to school, that choice must never come at the expense of public education. Public education must be fully funded to give all our children the chance to transform their lives for the better, just as it transformed me. It is because of the teachers and opportunities I had that I stand before you today. As Vice President, I am committed to working with you, with our educators, and with our community to ensure that every child has the same chances to learn, grow, and dream big. Together, we can build schools that don't just educate, they transform lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Well done. Next up, Ms. Bobby Blajo.
Good evening, Board and Superintendent. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Bobby Blajo, and I am a teacher at the Leesburg High School and a board member of Lake County Education Association. I want to share with you my why. I believe that God put me on this earth to make a difference. I teach at Leesburg High School, where I chose to teach, because I want to make a difference in the lives of my students. In my 4 years teaching English and reading at Leesburg High School, I have empowered over 300 seniors to meet the English Language Arts Florida testing requirement for graduation, and I currently have about 80 on my roster right now. I accomplished this one student, one lesson, one conversation, one nagging phone call at a time, because it's the little things that make big things happen. It's the little things that make a difference. I joined Lake County Education Association because I want to make a difference one teacher at a time. LCEA provides our educators with a listening ear, a caring heart, and a collective voice. It's the little things that make a difference. I love working at Lake County Schools. I enjoy what I do, but I want more. More for my instructional colleagues, more for our non-instructional folks, more for our students, and more for my community. I want Lake County Schools to become a destination occupation for faculty and staff, and a destination education for our precious students and families. See how I worked in the A's there?
No.
How are we going to do that?
Do that again.
How are we going to do that? I submit to you that it is by paying attention to the little things. What are we doing to empower our educators, to inspire their professionalism? How are we valuing our non-instructional staff? What are we doing to create strong leaders who facilitate collaboration, cohesion, and consistency at our sites? How are we creating environments where students, faculty, and staff can thrive? As we celebrate our A grade as a district, it is time for us to look around and find the little things that make Lake County schools great and the little things that may cause us to stumble or falter. I challenge you to really see for yourself what is happening in Region 2 schools, to listen to our faculty and staff, to examine our facilities, to spend more time in our classrooms, to walk our campuses, to eat in our cafeterias when the students are present, to ride our buses, to spend time in our discipline offices, to hang out in our staff rooms, to make a difference, one teacher, one staff member, one student, one family at a time. Let's collaborate and cooperate to make Lake County Schools a destination occupation for employees and a destination education for our students.
Thank you, Ms. Bellagio. Well done. Mrs. Cunningham.
I would just like to compliment the ladies from LCEA on sharing with us your why. I think if there's anyone present who doesn't know what your why is for what you do, it's really important that you know that, because usually it's tied to something that goes far back in your life, and it's something that you work for all your life. Jessica, I know you know my why because you've heard me share, and I'm not going to do that tonight, but I will tell you that mine started when I was 6 with my great-grandmother, and it's always refreshing to hear someone else talk about what theirs is. So thank you, ladies. It was a pleasure listening to you, and congratulations to all the STEAM schools. That's it, sir.
Mr. Dodd.
Ditto and ditto. I tell you, this has been a very inspiring meeting, and I guess I'll check off both of those items. You know, I was really moved hearing your personal stories tonight, and so that's the kind of stuff and the kind of message that we certainly need to get out there right now. as we face a lot of battles in public education. So I appreciate all of you for carrying that torch, because certainly we need a lot of people carrying it right now. Tonight in our consent agenda, there was like hundreds of millions of dollars there approved, essentially. 8.07, I'll just circle back to the district's 5-year capital plan. And I just remember when I stepped onto this board, and certainly Bill and Stephanie, you recall as well, how our capital plan really had like no projects in it because we were just so saddled with debt. It was nearly $500 million at the time. And so I'm just really thankful to the stewardship of the board and to the district for being able to get us in a place where we've paid down that debt now as we can celebrate less than $100 million in debt. It's funny that you're celebrating less than $100 million in debt, but that's a huge milestone for us because a payoff is in sight, essentially. And with that, we can just continue to provide for facilities, for schools, for our students and our teachers who need them. That we can be renovating all these schools that are just decades and decades old and be able to still also provide facilities, new state-of-the-art facilities for just, incredible, innovative programs. And so I'm just really thankful for that stewardship, and, it makes approving capital plans like that just super easy when we're able to provide for the students who need those facilities.
Mr. Mathias?
Outstanding comments. I did want to recognize, I thought I was the only one that was really moved by the three of you coming up and giving your why. And it was, it's inspirational, I will say that. And it's humbling for us to be up here to serve such amazing teachers and staff and administrators. And we know that burden that you all face, and we try to make it a little bit easier where we can. So just know that. Very good.
Per usual, ditto, 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 and ditto. Congratulations to our STEAM schools and to LCA. Thank you for your continued partnership and always being here at our board meetings and every other thing that you do for our district. It does not go unnoticed, and we do appreciate that very much. Kelly, Helen, the rest of your team in growth planning and construction, thank you for all the work that goes into that capital plan and all the work beyond just putting it on paper, but how you make it happen. That certainly is appreciated and go unnoticed. And thank you to the board for a very productive workshop last week. On some big projects and how we're going to handle those moving forward. I appreciate it when we can really have that level of dialogue and get to the bottom of difficult decisions, so thank you for that. Also want to give a shout out to Rob Oyer, Marisol, and their team in risk management. We had another productive insurance advisory committee meeting last week with the help of LCEA and SEIU and others, talking mainly about the future of our clinics and the providers that we have the opportunity to bring in moving forward to improve the quality of that care. So looking forward to getting back on the roadshow circuit. Thank you, Elizabeth, for that suggestion, and Mr. Ward for going along with it, to go out and do some Q&A with a selected vendor, and also make sure staff is included in those decisions so that we can continue to make the best decision we can moving forward. Did we miss anything this evening?
No, sir.
Any objection to adjourning?
No, sir.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.